Okay, my friend, only one place to start. I know you felt this game maybe came a little early in the season. We're third game in. Yep. Liverpool hosting Arsenal, the two teams that many believe either one could win the title this year. Liverpool, can they go back-to-back defending it? Arsenal, can they go one better than they have the last 3 seasons? There was never anything going to be too definitive, I don't think, from a result today. With three games in, you know, both teams still sorting things out, finding their feet, new players, new structure. Arsenal came in with a couple of injuries to key players.
Why don't we start with the lineup?
The two lineups.
Yeah, I mean, I think Liverpool's was fairly kind of...
Szoboszlai in the right-back position that we've seen recently.
Yeah, because they've got a little bit of an issue at the moment at right-back, but the rest of it was expected. Now, Arsenal had decisions to make, and Mikel Arteta had big decisions to make, given the injuries to certain players. Martin Odegaard wasn't seen as being fit enough to play, started on the bench, came into the game later on, and of course Saka's out.
Yeah, Havertz out,
There was different kind of thoughts. We spoke about it on a production meeting.
Yeah.
Is Bercher Eze going to start only after being there for, I think, 3 days with the team away at Anfield? Who's going to start in midfield? Yeah. It was Mikel Merino that started in midfield, and it was Martinelli that started wide left and not Eze.
So Zubimendi, Rice is a 3.
How did you feel about that? Do you think that was cautious? Would you have done that? Like, was it too early?
No, I don't think it was. I mean, whatever happened today, in answering your question, whatever happened today, I was trying to say before the game that people will use it as an indicator. If Arsenal win, Arsenal, you know, this time they're ready to go. If Arsenal lose, they're still not ready. He's made mistakes. So Arsenal lost, and we'll talk about the way it lost and a brilliant goal. But they lost. So guess what's going to happen? There's going to be certain people in the press who are going to look for a reason to say, they were too cautious. They had lots of possession. He's played Merino instead of starting Eze. Let me tell you where I am in terms of the Eze thing. Brilliant footballer, you know, plays with a little bit at times of freedom and not always in a team way, which Arteta talked about, which is important because that's who he is. But when you go to a team like Arsenal, there's learnings, Rob, about where you need to be with the ball, where you need to be without the ball, what your connections are to your midfield players, to your fullbacks. That doesn't happen in a week's training. That can take a few weeks, a couple of months to settle in, to understand. So I thought it would be a risk to throw Eze in at the start, and not sure if I would have done it.
If you had played him?
If I'd have played him, yeah.
Yeah,
just because I'm playing Liverpool.
I tell you what I do agree with. I do agree with you that certain people that feel a certain way about Arteta and Arsenal, when the goal goes in and the final whistle blows and they've lost the game, that they'll find ways to have a go and criticise the manager, the team, the club, here we go again type of thing, all this kind of stuff. I think the fairest way, and I hope that we've been fair forever, right, is that we see a game of football with no kind of bias or wanting to jump on or whatever, and we take a game for what it is. This is match day 3. I'm taking this how I want to take it. Let's have a look at these two very promising teams. There's been changes in both lineups. How do they look? How do they look? What they got options off the bench? And do you know what? After this game, there was nothing in it. There was nothing in it. Arsenal had really good control of the midfield in the first half. Yeah. I criticised them on our show at half-time as like, that's good control of midfield. Yeah. Go and be a little bit more dynamic. Be a little bit more hungry to score.
So I suppose the question would be, and let's play devil's advocate, does Eze give you a little bit more of that with that control? Do you get a chance to get him in areas that he might be able to do something more than maybe a Martinelli?
Maybe, but part of that control, I remember looking at Martinelli closely in this game, because I knew what was going to happen, and I know that I'd rather have Eze in there in terms of the attacking part. Yeah. But Martinelli still does important stuff without the ball. There's a couple of challenges that he made. He showed up in and around the box. He tracks his fullback. You know, stuff that when you go away to the champions like Liverpool and Anfield,
you kind of respect.
It's kind of important part of it. Now, if there's people out there, and of course, you know, some might say that let's have Eze out there. Arsenal need to score goals. They need to win this game. They got to, and that's their opinion. That's fine. Yeah. I didn't have a big problem with Martinelli starting. But the other side of that, of course, when you're controlling the game and it's going really well. You really want your attacking players to do some business. They're missing the best attacking player, Bukayo Saka. Second half was different, Rob. Liverpool, and fair play to the manager. This is why, you know, at half-time, I think we spoke about it. okay, on a slot, that didn't go great. Like, what are you going to do to whip up the lads and get them to tilt that balance of possession and territory? And he did it.
He's quite good at that, isn't he? To be fair to him, when things aren't going quite his way, he does find a way of tweaking things. He gets Zobbers lying at midfield. He got Gomez on.
I think Kirke's position was a little different a couple of times. He was really far. Just little
subtle
ways,
things, but he changed the control, and all of a sudden Liverpool started to have the game.
Yeah.
I also felt, Robbie, it was a day when I didn't think any forward on the pitch played particularly well. The defenders on the pitch were better than the attackers on the pitch on both sides.
Yeah.
That being said, I was a little disappointed in Gyökeres, I've got to be honest. And I know, listen, it's very early, and I'm not saying he's not ready or it's not the right thing. I'm delighted they've got him. He's got a couple of goals against Leeds last weekend. He's the striker, been the missing piece that they need, and hopefully he's going to get 15 to 20 goals. It's going to take Arsenal to another level. I just felt today in a big game, and there was a certain element of control. I didn't feel as though he was a threat, as big a threat as I would have liked.
Is that partly that the wide players didn't really get behind their fullbacks?
Could well be.
Could well be.
It wasn't a day when there was a lot of great service. So absolutely going to hold judgment. It's way too early to make any kind of decision. But just like okay, big games and that's odd chances, and that's what Mo Salah's done for Liverpool over the years. That left side, come up with big moments when they've needed it. He's got to become a big moment guy as well, Rob.
And first impressions, sometimes are quite telling. You look at Hugo Ekitike, and his first impressions are, wow, looks really good.
Good player,
Really links play well. He looks a threat. We've seen excellent finishes from him already this season. Again, another player that the defences were better than the attackers. Yeah. But I think we've seen more from Ekitike, to be fair, than Victor Gyökeres.
Yeah.
And I know what you mean, and it is a little bit early yet. Second half was different. Liverpool
Florian Wirtz, by the way, just go to him,
Yeah, okay.
Rob.
Yeah.
We're talking about players making an impression. It's been he's had a difficult start, hasn't he? I mean, decent games, but the Premier League is different, isn't it? It's a tough league.
It's very tough. It's very physical. It's very fast. Again, a difficult game for him to try and get to grips with. He hasn't been able to dominate yet. He hasn't made that key play, that moment where the fans give an O, he hasn't made that get off the seat moment yet. And I think we know that we can see that he's very neat and tidy. And he's still very young, isn't he?
Yeah.
21 or 22, I think, is his name. He's very young. So and I think that's hurting Liverpool at the moment. It's hurting their midfield.
Yeah.
And we wondered if they might change it, but Szoboszlai back in midfield and maybe bring him out of the game.
Yeah.
So that again, like Gyökeres, is just a bit concerning.
Yeah.
We
might take a moment.
It might take a moment. Some don't, some do.
Yeah.
But that's the physicality, the speed of it. The quick decisions that he's having to make in the Premier League, he isn't being effective at the moment.
So to your point about the Arteta piece, do you think he reflects on that game with any regret? He talked about being really proud of his team. They played football. There wasn't much between them, as you said. It was a really high tactical game. No forward was really had any great. It wasn't a forward's day.
I don't think he has a regret.
Like,
maybe he's disappointed.
He thought they played better this game, losing than the draw last time
they were
around.
roll the sleeves up. They were
aggressive, by the way. For 15 or 20 minutes, they got about the game.
But he was happier with the progression and having the football and going to Anfield and quieting the fans. And it's just the disappointing bit from my point of view is that they didn't take that step on and create a little bit more. You're not always going to score, but create a little bit more. And I just thought there was moments, Rob, where they had possession and they were a little safe with it.
Yeah, they went square
they were
and
a little
back
square,
rather than
safe
going.
With it, thinking this is kind of nice. We're having the ball
control.
And we're quieting the fans and stuff.
So it's a good point. Is that part of the learning? Is that part of the little bit that's the difference for them, for that team? Like when they're controlling, when they're that. Let's be a little bit more.
Piece.
Yeah, let's be a little bit more.
You maybe like last year is like dig in, fight, grind, get a point. Right. The next stage is all right. Can we possess a little bit?
Yeah.
Can we push them under pressure? Which they did that, and then the final piece is turning that into open play chances, getting behind, creating, scoring, and being special. I mean, Odegaard missing is not ideal for them.
I thought he came
and
back
Saka missing is not ideal in that sense of that last piece.
Yeah, the last piece,
But the narrative changes, Robbie Earle, with the strike of the football from a Hungarian player that makes the people of Hungary very, very proud.
I think you said it's a very American way. You know, champions find a way.
Find a way to win.
And it's individuals, it's special moments. Sometimes it's spirit, sometimes it's collective. It was an individual, 32 yards away from goal. He has to get a ball over a wall that's jumping as high as it can. He's got to dip it underneath the crossbar. He's got to bend it away from a goalkeeper who's going at full tilt to get there.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant, outstanding bit of football, worthy of winning a game of that calibre. And that was a difference.
Yep.
His quality in that. And it was interesting that he talked after the game and said, he practices that. Him and Trent used to stay out and things like that. And I'm thinking, Trent might have struggled to have done that today, to have hit that
so
ball
far out.
so far.
He needed a lot more
It's a
power.
long way away, 32 yards from the goal.
Yeah.
That's a special skill. And I think, you've talked about him a few times, like, he's a lot more to Liverpool than maybe some people give credit for. Sometimes I just think, like today, they missed his energy in midfield, Rob. When Liverpool when Arsenal were dominating, they didn't have the legs to get about them, which Szoboszlai does.
That's right. I'm not sure they would have dominated if he's in midfield today so much. Calafiori does a great job, by the way, coming in from left back, rolling into midfield. Zubamende, like you did a little package about.
He
drops
controls,
back,
and and
gets on the ball. Declan Rice does too. Calafiori comes in there as well. They have a lot. They flooded
good
it.
numbers
and they had a little
in
bit of
there.
control in there. But Szoboszlai, Rob, and he hasn't. Yeah, I'm not going to give him the underappreciated performer of the weekend, though I feel he is a little underappreciated. I think he was the first player when Florian Wirtz comes to the club. Well, Szoboszlai will drop out. He hasn't done much. I think he's a really important player. He's one of them. He's got an amazing engine. He's done a brilliant job at fullback twice now, and he comes up with a goal like that. So I'm pleased for him. I really am pleased for him, and it was a special moment to win the game.
I remember we saw Szoboszlai. I think it was Liverpool. Was it Chelsea? We saw him playing live when we saw him when he first came to the football club. And we said, and we said, wow, he's got some engine. He's got some engine. And that's what I'm wondering if with Wirtz. Does he have to get a bit of that playing at a,
physicality?
Physicality. Does he have to get up to speed with that? Because all the best players can do that, have got that in the bag as well as the technical ability.
Is Florian Wirtz, is his technicality outstanding enough not to have to have...
Odegaard-esque. Would that be a decent comeback? Odegaard's not overly athletic. I mean, he can get, but his technically
excellent.
Yeah.
And we got to see that level of technicality from Wirtz. We've got to see
absolutely.
Absolutely. If not, and maybe I'll regret saying this, if not, he's an expensive Curtis Jones or a Harvey Elliott. Well, I'm just saying. Those players are neat and tidy, Rob. They're neat and tidy. They can run around. They can look really good, and they're good on the ball. Wirtz has got to show the difference that he can make. And it's early. But that's what the money, the big fee is, the reputation. He's got to make more of a difference than other technical players that might play for a club like Liverpool in midfield. So I think we'll see it because I think he's a special player. But we have got to see it. Other players are going to say, well, hang on a minute, Gaffer, what is he doing a lot more than what I can do? But we'll see. One thing, Robert, I want to mention, just a moment of concern for Arsenal, is the injuries. And
it seems that we're hearing news that Saliba might have got an ankle injury during the warm-ups.
And they
had a conversation. It felt like
he's okay
to start because Mosquera was almost ready to go within a few minutes of him going down straight away. It was like it was set
and
up.
we don't know how that happened.
We don't know
we
what
know
it
Saka's
was,
got a
what
hamstring.
happened.
We know Kai Havertz is having a knee surgery, isn't he? I mean,
they can't afford another season where the injuries underpin the football.
Because it's something else. It's not. You got to look at your practices. How you do things.
Training, warm-ups.
I don't see. Liverpool get their fewer injuries last year. So I hope it's not going to be a conversation this year about they're missing him and missing him.
It'll be a shame for Arsenal. It'll be a shame for the league because it breaks the competition.
Plus they have bumped out their squad.
You said that's a strong squad, isn't it?
And they will be able to cope with a lot of injuries. But today when you're at Liverpool away, you're one of your best guys out there, really.
In the grand scheme of things, and again, generalism without being super specific, Liverpool haven't particularly started the season that well. got wins.
But look what they are. They've got 3 wins out of 3.
3 wins out of 3.
And they're nowhere.
No.
Salah was nowhere near today.
No.
Ekitike, he's done well, to be fair, Ekitike, so a quieter one you can accept.
Thought Canate played well today, by the way. I thought he deserves a little bit of credit. It's like his level's gone boom, and I don't know if Gay ends up coming in and whatever. Thought he was right at it today.
Yeah, so as we leave this game, Rob, anything different about how you see it? And we know, we know it's very early.
Yeah.
I think there's signs of encouragement for both. The fact that Liverpool haven't been anywhere near their best and they've got 3 out of 3, they've had difficult matches, really difficult matches, bodes well for them. The window, this is recording on Sunday night, the window is tomorrow.
There could be Isak in the door and Gay, couldn't there?
And that's excellent.
Game changer, that's game changer.
Excellent recruiting and options that the manager have up front now. So if those two come in, wow, that's going to take some beat.
The only thing I take away, and we heard Mikel Arteta, and obviously he's disappointed, proud of how his team played, loved the control in the first half that we talked about, said he'd liked a little bit more in the last third. I just hope that the narrative I knew was going to come, oh, Arteta's done this, oh, you've got to let them free, or blah, 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 blah. I hope this team just continue to do what they've done, believe in what they're doing, and continue down the path.
Close out the noise.
Yeah, get rid of the noise, because the noise is going to come, because people can't wait to start the noise. Oh, the bottlers, the this, the that, the that. Stick to what you do, believe in what you do, take a little bit from how you dominate the game in the first half, and continue to push. Don't get sloppy, don't drop silly points that it's going to give a little bit of a gap and it's going to be too much to close. There's reverse fixture to come at the Emirates. If that's where you've got to put it right, then so be it.
If you want to be champions of the Premier League, you got to win. You have to beat anybody at home.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host of NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long, and for even more Premier League content from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock.